Hello, and welcome back to another Chris McPherson Show live watch along. And we are all set for some WNBL action for something a little bit different. So great to have you all tuning in. Make sure if you haven't already, hit like on the video, get involved in those comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from, what you're up to for your Tuesday, as it is here in Australia, Tuesday evening. It is WNBL Finals, the first time we've covered some WNBL action. And I'll just try and square that camera. That's a little bit better. And we are certainly having some technical difficulties. That's a little bit closer to level. There we go. Great to have you all tuning in. As I said, if you hit like on the video, get involved in the comments, hit subscribe. We're going to be bringing you the live commentary and a watch along of Game 2 of the semi-final series of the Women's NBL here in Australia. As the Perth Lynx taking on the Bendigo Spirit in Bendigo in Game 1 only a couple of days ago back on the 14th. It was Perth getting a 1-0 series lead over the defending champions Bendigo 86-76. And this one promises plenty on the line. It is win or go home for the Spirit. A win for the Perth Lynx will book their ticket through to the Championship Series, where they will await the winner of Southside and Townsville and their 3-game series as well. Townsville took the first game there, 88-60. They'll be in action tomorrow night. We'll keep you up to date across that one while we are doing our live watch along of the men's. Nets bets, Lynx 11 plus win margin plus 230. They don't want game 3. That's juicy. 11 plus. They can only get it done by 10 at home, but I like the way you're thinking. A little bit balls to the wall, having a crack there. So good luck with that. It's going to be game on. They're obviously a very talented side. They made the big move in the off-season to get Zhu Han out from China to play here for the Lynx. And she certainly made a difference when you stack her alongside some of the pieces they've got, like Ali Wilson, Annalie Maley, and the like. And it's a very talented team. Speaking of those players, let's have a look through the starting fives ahead of tip-off. And we will start with the visitors, Perth Lynx. So they lead 1-0 in this series, and they have their starting five will be number 5, Ali Wilson, number 8, Alex Chebatoni, number 21, Zhu Han, number 24, Annalie Maley, and their captain, number 25, Amy Atwell. Their bench, Stephanie Gorman in 2, Kiara Waite in 9, Tegan Graham in 10, Yamiya Morris in 20, and Alira Fortu in 42. For the Spirit, their home side, Megan McConnell in 4, Abby Weirung in 13, Isabel Borlays in 14, Kelsey Griffin, the captain, in 23, and Kelsey Rees in 53, Hayley McDowell White in 0, Georgia Booth on the bench as well in 3, Olivia Pollard in 7, Catherine McGregor 8, Emma Clark 10, and Casey Samuels 16. They are coached by Kennedy Kariyama. Ryan Petrick, the coach for the Perth Lynx. Nets bets up 15 ahead of the fourth last game. Yeah, they didn't finish well. That is fair to say. They didn't finish well. They took the foot off the throat in that fourth quarter in the first game. So I don't hate the logic. We'll just see how Bendigo go here at Red Energy Centre. They're going to be trying to fire up for it. They need to make sure they're getting those offensive glass, making sure they're quick on the break as well, and go hard at the basket. They can't second guess themselves. That is when they'll find themselves in trouble against this Perth team. If Perth can get settled under the hoop defensively, they will put the pressure on them. So it'll be interesting to see. As always, make sure to let us know in the comments if you're having a wager like Nets Bets is, if you're getting around a few other pieces, if you are, well, let us know actually where you're tuning in from. Which part of the world? We know we get a lot of Americans on, we get a few Aussies, a few across the wonderful continent that is Asia as well. Very light on the Europeans in recent times. So anyway, let us know where you are tuning in from. Certainly looking forward to hearing from you all. Don't be shy getting involved in those comments. And of course, if you're enjoying the content and the channel, hit subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow night with some more basketball. And then Friday morning, we're going to be doing a live watch along with some rugby league, the World Club Championship Brisbane Broncos over there against Hull KR. So we're looking forward to that as well. Certainly plenty to talk about, plenty to get through. New Jersey Nets bets. Well, that makes a bit of sense. Loving the guys in the NBL do well with the 11 plus win bet margins. Yeah, some of the men's games, they blow out, or, you have the swings and roundabouts, right? So I was only talking to someone about that the other day. I said, I think you could probably hedge home side favourites 11 plus into, as well as a wager on outsiders when they're more than about plus 150. And you would actually probably make some money. I haven't run that modelling on that across a season, but I think you could make some money doing that. But as I said, if you're enjoying it, guys, hit like on the video. Get involved in those comments. Don't leave Nets Bets hanging out there by himself. Good to have you all tuning in. We're not far away from tip-off. Teams just going through the last of their warm-ups here. So we'll be set any moment for tip-off and be ready to rock and roll. Looks like we're about 2.5 minutes away if I can read that without some glasses on. So looking for it. Megan McConnell will be one to watch for the Bendigo Spirit. 12 and 6 and 4 average across the season so far. It's a big part of this Bendigo side and will be a key cog in the wheel. So we'll wait and see what she can conjure. It's 3 minutes, apologies. So we're going to have 3 minutes of time filling here as we go through. As we see a little bit of chat going on here around Tegan Graham from the Perth Lynx, and will certainly be interesting to see looking back through the season with these two as well. Thank you, NetsBets. Look forward to seeing you on some more, mate. Enjoy the game. Look forward to having you on for some of the other chats. Thank you for getting involved in the comments. Always more the merrier in the comments. So looking back through the games these guys have played this season, one of the final games of the year, the Lynx got that 88-64. The Lynx also beat them 85-81 earlier in the year. The Spirit, though, going back to November, 87-58 and 64-79 early in the season. So the Lynx, by that maths, 4-1 against them so far this season, including the semi-final the other night. They've certainly got the advantage. How you going there, mate? Game's delayed. Yeah, we're still about 2 minutes from tip-off. I think it's a 7:10 tip-off. So the basketball, they often advertise it a bit earlier. I don't know why they do that, but yeah, two minutes till tip-off at the moment. So we're just waiting for that, maybe a little bit less. They're just going through their last conversations as a team, working through it, not far away at all. Speaking of big numbers, Annalee Maley, 15 points, 14 rebounds, and 3.5 assists a game. That's some big numbers, averaging 30, almost 33 in terms of PRA per game. She's absolutely killing it. So she will be one to watch. This is a stacked Perth Lynx side. Izzy Borlays did get the MVP this year. So MVP runner-up was Annalee Maley. So the two go head-to-head here. As the court announcer goes through the last motions as we get set here in Bendigo. Perth are ready. Bendigo are all set. As we said, the starting five: Borlays, Weerung, McConnell, Griffin, and Rees for Bendigo. Chiabatoni, Atwell, Wilson, Maley, and Zoo. We are set. It is game on here. Game 2 of the semi-final series between Bendigo and Perth. 3-game series, best of 3. Bendigo need to win to stay in this. Perth, a win will send them to the grand final series. Apologies for the bit of motion sickness there. Just trying to set that camera. It's drifting a little bit. But here we go. We're ready for the second game of this semi-final series. A spot in the championship on the line for Perth. Unsurprisingly, Zoo wins out, towering over Rees. Immediately, Perth go to work. Numbers on Perth's jerseys, not easy to find. Zoo, a nice little spin up and under the basket. Doesn't go. Rebound taken there by Griffin. Borlay's going to work. The MVP we just touched on. Fires it from the side of the lane wide. 3-point shot blocked by Zoo. She did well to close the space, but it's shuttled around now. Borlay's in under the paint. Can't get it to go. And we're going to have a jump ball here after a contest between Borlay's and Atwell. Zoo just closing the space there. Trying to shoot over the top of her was Kelsey Griffin. They spread the floor here. Bounce pass as they go through, and a foul called. He might be called on Maley. And Bendigo will go to the line. 36 seconds gone. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure to get involved in that chat. Hit like on the video. First free throw is missed. Connell she'll go again. And none from two. But it's batted back away to Bendigo's favour. We're going to have a foul called on Bendigo, interestingly enough. Scott Becker, the referee. Looks like out there. And they're working it around. A bit of contact. Foul. Let's have a look here. Caught on Wirrung. And she closed the space off. She was still moving forward and just clipped Annalie Maley. I don't think it'll be a shooting foul, though. Oh, it will be a shooting foul. Okay. 50 seconds gone. Maley at the line. Misses the first free throw. No score yet. 50 seconds gone. Maley with the second one. Bounced around both sides of the rim. And she gets Perth onto the board first. Going to work here. The Spirit. They fire it out. 3-point shot. Doesn't go for Griffin. That's the 1 point so far early doors here in this game. 3-point shot for Perth doesn't go either. Griffin with the rebound. 1:22 gone. Fired wide. Movement around. McConnell looking for an option. Pops it back out deep. Griffin gives it on. Borlays drives in. Bounce past to Griffin in the lane. She goes up and gets the first bucket in free play. 2-1. Bendigo take the lead. And Annalie Maley just does it all herself and then throws it into the underside of the rim. Didn't work out for her. 8:10 on the clock. They fire it wide. Bendigo fire it back. Borlays for three. Doesn't go. And they do get the rebound. Kelsey Griffin. Oh, apologies, it was Kelsey Rees. But that bucket doesn't go. So 2 minutes gone. One bucket in free play. Not a lot to write home about early doors here. Zoo going to work. Outside the perimeter. Steps inside for two. That's the biggest two you'll see from the biggest player on the court. And they lead 3-2. That was a clean stroke. She had 1 foot just inside the three-point arc. Probably could have hit it for three if she had tried. Borlays gets past one. Swings it wide. Now Griffin pointing. Instructing teammates. Ball swung wide. Didn't pan out. 3-point shot now. That was Chebatoni. Quick break. They think about loading up for a three here. Decide better of it. Griffin gives it off. Wirrung. Griffin. Out wide now. Megan McConnell tries to spin, move over the top. Gets it off to Borlays, who takes it home for a bucket. Seesaw in game early doors here. 3:12 gone. Chebatoni hands off. Maley barking instructions. Zoo on the ball. Hands off, step back, 3-point shot. Doesn't go. Zoo comes in for the rebound and gets it. Steps back and gets another bucket. The shooting eye is on for the Chinese star. 5-4 Perth leading. 3 minutes 36 gone. Now Borlays just carves through. Zoo gets a little touch on it. It'll be Bendigo ball. Borlays asking for the foul. Work underneath, and in goes Wirrung for two. 33% shooting for her. Both teams 50% shooting. 3-point shot goes up. Oh, spins around the rim and drops out for Ali Wilson. Now McConnell working it around. Gives it to Rees. She's going to drive into the lane. Tries to take on Zoo, and Zoo fouls. She's getting the arm up to try and get a shot away, so it might be a shooting foul, you'd think. Only lucky Zoo did foul, because otherwise she would have been called for travel. 6-5 the Spirit lead. They're at the line now. Reese for 2 free throws. Hits the first one, nothing but net. Gives them a 2-point lead. It's the biggest lead of the match, surprisingly. Just over 4 minutes gone. Make that a 3-point lead. She gets both free throws there, much better. 8-5, 5:52 on the clock. And they work it around from Chibatoni, Maley, Zoo. Zoo gives it off. In again, return pass. Zoo gets it to drop. She's on fire early. That'll be 6 points for her. Borlase drives down court, pops it back over Reese. Borlase, Zoo guarding her, trying to use the height to shut it down. She fires it over the top, wide to the left wing. Pop back in. Reese on the left-hand side of the lane. Tries to take the shot over the top. Doesn't fall friendly, and it lands in the hands of Annalee Maley. She gives it off to Wilson. In for Zoo. This one doesn't drop. Ball falls to McConnell. Over the top again. Reese going to work here. Halfway through this first quarter, Reese swatted out of bounds. Zoo. No foul given. Out of bounds. It'll be Bendigo ball. And Zoo got all ball there. Reese disappointed. Wanted the foul. Zoo will go to the bench, as will Chibatoni. Borlase shoots through a pack and gets another 2 points for her team. They lead 10-7. She goes up to 4 points. 4:47 on the clock. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video. Get involved in those comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Maley barking instructions. Graham's out there. Maley goes herself. Doesn't drop. Rebounds batted down and falls friendly for Reese. Now Borlase just strolls down the court. Gets to the outside. Fires it back. Quick ball movement. 3-point shot for Reese. Finds the front of the rim but doesn't drop. Both sides making changes now. Pollard out there for Bendigo. Bendigo get the stop. McConnell's there. Drives down court looking for the quick break. She's shut down though by Wilson. Cuts around. Tries to fire it back up under the hoop. Wilson takes the ball. It was nowhere near the bucket in the end. A poor shot and Maley will drive down court. Maley into the top of the lane. Fires it back out. McConnell's there. Takes it away. Again, fast breaks on. She finds under the bucket. Drops eventually. It wasn't clean, but Georgia Booth gets 2. And all of a sudden they lead by 5. Biggest lead of the game. 3:50 on the clock. The clock on the live stream's frozen. There we go. It's caught back up now. Beautiful work. Under the hoop there, Amy Atwell. And I think she's going to get the end one as well. 12-9. We'll just confirm this. And we are seeing Atwell, the captain, go to the line to bring it back to a 2-point ball game. Good to have you all tuning in. Don't be shy. Get involved in those comments. Hit like on the video and hit subscribe on the channel. Free throw is good. 12-10, 3:37 on the clock in the first quarter. McConnell fires it wide quickly. Quick 3-point fire. Doesn't drop. Swatted back in the end there. Georgia Booth does well. Now slicing through is Griffin. Gives it out. Borlase fires it wide. Griffin for 3. Doesn't quite go. Oh, that's strong contact. That'll be a foul. It wasn't intentional. It was just a collision. Atwell putting her body on the line. She got hit at the same time as she slipped on the floor. It will be a foul. Just a collision there in the end with Georgia Booth. Now Maley. Morris is parking up in the paint. That's where they go now. She tries to body up. Goes over the top of Kelsey Griffin. Doesn't drop. Rebound taken by Pollard. Bendigo seeing what they can do here. Seeing what they can conjure. 3-point shot from McConnell. No good. The 3-point shooting not exactly on early for Bendigo. None from 7. None from 11 overall for both teams. There's another one. That one's from way downtown. Morris manages to get the rebound, though. Spins around, pops it in for 2. And we're all tied up at 12s. Obviously some sort of issue with the clock here, so that's not ideal on the live stream. Hopefully they can sort that out. We're down to 2:32 on the clock, though. 3-point shot from Griffin. There we go. There's the first one. She splashes the 3 just outside the right side of the lane, outside the arc. And Bendigo now lead 15-12. Perth down the other end. Maley gives it off. Graham's there, gives it back. Atwell slices away into the lane, just cuts through everyone, hands it off. And Maley gets it to drop for another 2. 1-point ball game, 15-14. 2:05 on the clock. It's neck and neck, these two. No quarter given. Graham for another 3-pointer. Apologies, Griffin for another 3-pointer. And she hits it again, back to back, 18-14. A few more of those Bendigo need from their captain. She's up to 8 points tonight. Maley working overtime, getting through plenty of minutes, the MVP runner-up. Little fumble there, but we've got a foul called against Borlase. She's reached in on Tegan Graham. Just looking for confirmation as to whether Bendigo are in the bonus or not. 4 or 5 fouls. The referee's saying yes, that'll be the 5th foul. And the first free throw is good. So 3-point ball game. Graham at the line again, looking for a second. Doesn't go, off kilter. Maley just hustles away in there, takes it away, gives it back to Graham. Maley for 3 and drains it. Nothing but net there, and we're all tied up at 18s again. Just over 90 seconds remaining in this first quarter. It is game on. Don't be shy, get involved in those comments, guys. Let us know where you're tuning in from. As we say, a foul called on Steph Gorman. She's literally just got on the court, and she's been pinged for a foul 15 seconds in. They're not in the bonus yet, though, Bendigo. So Borlase inbound. Ball returned to her. Working it around here. Griffin carving into the lane. No look pass. I'm not sure about that for Borlase. She cuts in against Zoo. Bumps her off. Doesn't get it to go. Rebounds her own shot. 3-point shot from deep. And that is beautiful shooting from Emma Clark. Fresh on the court. And drains a 3rd consecutive 3 for the Spirit. 1 minute to go in this first quarter. Maley barking orders at a team as she sits outside the 3-point arc. They give it in to Zoo on the edge of the lane. She's been quiet for a couple of minutes. She gets a bucket back. That takes Zoo up to 8 points. And it's 21-20. Ticking away in this first quarter. 53 seconds on the clock. Kennedy Kiriyama having an ongoing conversation with the referees here. Scott Becker nodding along wisely, the very experienced official, man from Newcastle. .48 seconds on the clock, 18 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to work with. Weirung firing it around. Sliding in is Griffin to the lane. Pops it out. 3-point shot. Doesn't go. Rebound Maley again. That was Booth with the 3-point attempt. Zoo thinks about a 3-point attempt. Hands it off, though. Chibatoni. Little crossover move. Looking to use the screen. Borlase marks up. They fire it out. Deep 3-point shot again here. This one misses absolutely everything. Out of bounds. And it'll be back to the drawing board for Steph Gorman. Not a great impact from her early doors here. A foul and then an absolute air ball. Yamaya Morris getting plenty of minutes now in the back half of this quarter. 17.4 seconds on the clock. Zoo's going to take a breather again. Now Bendigo, they'll manage this clock. They lead by 1. They'd love to finish with a bucket and take a 3 or 4-point lead into the end of this quarter. Borlase works it down the court. Fires it out. Clark for 3 again. Doesn't go. 2 seconds on the clock. If they can get it, they can get another shot away. Fired up. Doesn't go. But that will be quarter time. 21-20. Bendigo take the honours in the first quarter on home court. They need the W to keep their season alive. It is game on. Great to have the handful of you with us that are tuning in. Make sure that you hit like on the video. Get involved in the comments as well. Let us know where you're tuning in from, who you're cheering for. Have you got some wagers on the game, some bets? What have you taken? What odds did you get? All that fun stuff. Let us know. We'll be cheering them along. We've got Nets bets chasing the Lynx 11 plus. Let's have a look at that first quarter and the numbers, the key leaders. Starting with the Perth Lynx. We have Zoo with 8 points. 2 rebounds. No assists. Annalie Maley as well with 6 points. 5 rebounds, no assists. Leading the assists for Perth. Amy Atwell with 2. And Tegan Graham with 2. Ali Wilson's picked up 2 rebounds. And we've also got Amy Atwell with 3 points. For the Spirit, it is Kelsey Griffin with 8 points. Those 2 3-pointers certainly help that cause. 8 points, 4 rebounds. We then go to Izzy Borlays with 4 points. 3 rebounds, 5 assists. And Emma Clark, fresh onto the court, only played just over 90 seconds at the end of that quarter. 3 points from that one clean shot for 3. And that's her major stats. So we're having a look back through all the other numbers. That is the majority of it. Borlays leading most categories alongside Kelsey Griffin. Kelsey Rees has got 2 points and 2 rebounds. So certainly plenty of numbers up there for a few of them early doors in this first quarter. Great to have you tuning in. If there's certain stats or certain players you're looking for, let me know. We can make sure we cross-reference and double-check those for you. But at the moment, it'll be Kennedy Kerryarma talking to his Bendigo Spirit at quarter time, resetting as they lead by 1, 21-20 over a Perth Lynx side. Ryan Petrick will have his team nice and calm as they look to go back-to-back wins in this series and lock it all up, give themselves a breather before the championship series. A reminder that the other semi-final series, for the other spot in the championship series is the Townsville Fire up against Southside Melbourne. The next game in that series will be in Melbourne tomorrow night, and Southside will play host to Townsville. Townsville won the first game 88-60 on Sunday. So looking forward to that. And then if game 3 is required, Townsville and Southside will actually have the shorter turnaround. They will play again on Saturday, while Perth and Bendigo will play Sunday. So 3 games in 7 days for Townsville and Southside if they need them, whereas it'll be in 9 days for Perth and Bendigo. Watching some animated conversations at quarter time between Ryan Petrick and Scott Becker. So Becker retired from international basketball at the end of last season. I think there was a hint that after last season's WNBL Grand Final that he was going to retire. But he's decided to go around again. So this is a man who's refereed at the Olympics and at the top of the world for this competition, this sport. As we get underway in the second quarter here. Again, don't be shy. Get involved in those comments. Hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel. As Perth try and drain their first bucket. Zoo gets the rebound. Turn, no look. Oh, that is nice hooping. Gives Perth back the lead. 22-21. They open this second quarter in much better fashion, Perth. Now the ball worked around. Weerung gives it in underneath. Griffin going to work under the hoop. Banks it in off the backboard. 2 points. The Spirit. She's up to double digits. 10 points now for Kelsey Griffin. Zoo, 10 points as well. Ali Wilson going to work. There's been a collision here with Weerung and Atwell. Atwell's down holding her hip. Weerung is perplexed, it's fair to say. Looks like a foul's been called, though. 23-22. A little bit of cleanup going on the court. Just getting the court clean still. 40 seconds gone in this second quarter. I'm going to be honest, the Mott boy looks less than enthused about his gig today. Front row seats to the semi-final series, son. Get enthusiastic, get keen, get fired up. Perth are back in possession, inbound from the sideline. We've got another foul, have we? We do. This time against Booth. To Georgia Booth. Gives away a second foul, and Bendigo already racking them up in this quarter. 42 seconds gone, they've got two. Chibatoni. Atwell. The angles now. Zoo gives it on. Back to Chibatoni. Fires it out wide. 3-point shot. Banks out. Doesn't go. Can they keep it in bounds? They can. That's a good recovery. Looks like McConnell. She'll bring it down the court. Sweeps around. Cuts back towards the top of the lane. Gives it out to Borlays. That's where everything runs through for this Spirit side. The MVP, Izzy Borlays. Thinks about shooting up the three. Gives it to Griffin. Goes back to Borlays. The clock's ticking down. She cuts into the lane. Can't get it to go. Thinks about trying to go the hard rebound, but Zoo is there. Planted and set and takes it. Maley comes down the court. Pass it around. Wilson. Wilson dribbles between two. Pops it over the top. Nice alley-oop for Zoo. Perth back in front. 24-23. 8:16 on the clock. McConnell fires it round now. Borlays, they keep it moving. Booth. Griffin sends her into the lane. Pops it off now. Borlays, deep three. Pops in, pops back out. Griffin gets the rebound. Lucky not to be called a foul. That one will be. The bucket will count, and she'll get the end one. Kelsey Griffin will go to the line. She's up to 12 points already. They lead 25-24. 2 minutes and 4 seconds gone in this second quarter. $7:56 on the clock. Griffin, again, no good from the free throw line. Not her forte quite clearly. Perth trail by 2. Zoo passed it over the top. Atwell carves into the right-hand side of the lane, just flicks it up underneath, rolls the wrist. That's another bucket. The shooting much better in this second quarter. Borlays drives down court. Reese back out there. She gets the ball. Griffin cutting into the lane. Booth, little sweet play. McConnell thinks about cutting in against the grain. She does, finds a way into the lane. Fires it out now. Reese cuts forward, drives towards the paint. Can't get it to go. Zoo's there with the block, but it's been called a foul. Zoo can't fathom that. Maybe her second personal foul. Zoo for Lynx only play with 2 personal fouls as Rees will go to the line. Abby Weirung and Georgia Booth both have 2, and unsurprisingly, Perth make the choice to just give Zoo a breather. Rees hits the first. Ties up at 26s. Doesn't go. Second one, so 26 all, 7:18 remaining till halftime. Maley drives down court. Morris sets up at the top of the 3-point arc. She'll run the point. Wilson carves into the lane. She's got 3 defenders. She just goes up and over them. And there's a collision there. Rees is cleaned up by Morris. I'm going to say Morris cleaned up by Rees. There's another foul on the way through, and Wilson's going to go to the line. Only Wilson, no points were named just yet. Only the 1 field goal attempt from outside the arc in the first quarter. 7:08 on the clock, and she's going to try and give Perth the lead back. Perth have only led by as much as 1 point during this match so far. And that's exactly where they're back to now. A chance to get their largest lead of the game. Almost 13 minutes gone here. Ali Wilson at the line, and she hits 2 from the free throws. She's got 2 points, and they lead by 2. And McConnell returns it to Borlays. Borlays goes deep and long. Booth. McConnell's there. 1v1 up against Wilson. Resets the screen, and Easily avoided. McConnell shoots from the free throw line, but misses it by miles. Overcooks it. Maley on the quick break, but there's 3 Spirit players back there. She takes them all on. Fires it in at a rate of knots off the backboard, just a little too hot and heavy. Ball lays with the quick ball now. Perth have got all 5 players down there. Maley got a hand in. Broke it up for a moment. 3-point shot doesn't fall for Wirra. My apologies, it was Reese. That stays 28-26. Perth leads 6 minutes 30 on the clock till half time. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure if you haven't already, hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, and get involved in those comments. Don't be shy. Let us know where you're tuning in from. As Wilson goes with the step back shot, doesn't drop. Ball comes wide now. Ball lays getting through plenty of work. Casey Samuels out there now as well, joining the fray. McConnell pops it over the top. Reese goes in, banks it off the glass. There's 2 more. 28 all. 5:52 on the clock. Don't be shy, guys. Jump into those comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from, what you're up to on your Tuesday morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it might be where you are. Morris. It's a run around here. Chibatoni banks it in off the rim, off the glass and in. 30-28. Perth lead. That's her first field goal. Success of the day. 5:27 on the clock. Izzy ball lays, working it down court, pulls up, hands it off to Booth. Accelerates to the outside, fires it back, a mishandle by Reese. Samuels for 3 and hits it. That is a nice introduction to the game and gives Bendigo the lead back. 31-30, 5:03 on the clock, almost halfway through this second quarter. Morris is there. She comes out, runs the point, sets the screen. Jumper from the free throw line for Atwell. And gives Perth the lead back, 32-31. 4:54 on the clock. It's fast and frenetic action. Coming to you from the Red Energy Centre in Bendigo. A healthy crowd in Bendigo. Watching some finals hoops. Reminder, Perth won game 1 of the series. Must win for Bendigo here on their home court. Going into the lane. Borlays goes up. Wanted the foul. Didn't get it. Play on, says the referee. And work it around. Maley for a wing 3. And she drains it from out wide on the right. And that is big Perth. Their biggest lead of the evening. 4 points with 4 minutes 25 on the clock. McConnell. Gets it back across. That's Pollard now. Back to McConnell for 3. Doesn't go. Morris is out deep and gets the rebound, falling straight into the breadbasket. They fire it wide. Plenty of work to be done there. Tegan Graham goes back to Morris. Now Wilson. Wilson signalling. Could have been close for double dribble there. But gets a foul instead. Ali Wilson draws it. That'll be a 4th against Bendigo, I think. 35-31, 4:03 on the clock. Great to have you tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, all that fun stuff. Inbound from the sideline. Wilson's calling Morris to her. She backs away. The screen doesn't pan out. Morris goes into the lane. Maley open wide on the left now. She hits one from the right. She hits one from the left. And all of a sudden, Perth lead by 7. And that'll be a timeout, will it? It looks like it. Bendigo with a timeout. Maley goes back to the bench and puts her feet up. Smoked one from wide on the right. Smoked one from wide on the left. And that is why there were plenty of people that thought she had a case to being the MVP when she was pipped by Izzy Borlays, her opponent tonight. Maley now 11 points. Second leading scorer on her side. Third leading scorer for the night so far. Griffin from Bendigo and Zoo, both on 12 points. Perth shooting at 62%. Bendigo 42%. Big differential at the moment. In the timeout now. Kelsey Griffin shooting at 60%, leading the way for her side. A few others a little rust here. Zoo with 12 points on 75% shooting. Atwell 7 points on 75% shooting. That helps. Bendigo 25% from 3-point. Perth 22% from 3-point range. Emily Maley open with all day from that left flank. Drain it with 4 seconds on the shot clock. 3:52 remaining till half time. Maley just sharing a bit of a chuckle with opponent Casey Samuels there as we come out of the timeout. Now McConnell is running the point. And pops it over the top to Borlays. Borlays drives in. She might be moving into more of a shooting guard role. Bounce pass across now. Pollard looking for an angle to bucket. Doesn't get it to go though. Banked it off the glass. Found the front of the rim and dropped into the hands of Wilson, who fires it straight down to Maley, who trips over the outstretched leg of Borlays. She sold that one nicely. So she will go to the line. Perth now in the bonus. Annalie Maley looking to add to her already 11 points. 2 from 5 shooting. 2 of those, well, both those shots that have been successful, been from the free throw line. Or from the 3-point line, I should say, free throw line. So just waiting. The Mott boy is out there again. He is working overtime tonight. Good to have you all tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe, all that fun stuff. Get involved in the comments. Get involved in the comments. It'll let me stop asking you to get involved in the comments. Annalie Maley hits the first free throw. They lead by 8. They're starting to blow this one wide open, the Wildcats. Nets bet looking good. 38-31. Maley at the line again. Make that 39-31. 40-31. It's 39-31. I got ahead of myself there. Apologies. Foul now being called on Atwell. No, we're going back down the court the other way. I'm going to say that came off the boot of Samuels and went out of play. Morris now backing into the traffic. Rolls it over the top of the finger roll. Overcooked it, but falls fortunately. Annalie Maley, no look. Overhead, reverse hook. I don't even know what to say about that. 41-31. She's on fire. She's up to 15 points with 2:55 on the clock. And Perth are turning the screws here, looking to lock in a championship berth. Borlays carves in, gets to the free throw line. Little jumper, nothing but net. What else would you expect from Izzy Borlays? When the going gets tough, she gets going. 2 minutes 40 remaining till half time. Perth with the ball. Maley full of confidence at the moment. Wilson's out there. Lobs it over Morris just outside the right edge of the lane, inside the 3-point arc. Trying to find an avenue to the paint. Atwell goes up. Can't get it to go. Borlays takes it. It's not going to be a rebound. She just took it like it was a misdirected pass. Borlays carves away in. Fires it out now. Fired on again. Werung for 3 and hits it. They're coming back. They're not going away without a fight, the Spirit. It's a horrible pun, but the Spirit shows spirit. 41-36, 2:14 on the clock, and we're going to have a timeout, Perth. Well, it is absolutely game on here. Plenty of seesaws, plenty of momentum swings. Great to have you all tuning in. Jump into those comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know who you're cheering for, what you're cheering for, anything like that in the game. Happy to talk other hoops as well. Happy to talk pretty much any sport you might want to talk about. T20 World Cup's going on at the moment in the cricket, if you're into the cricket. What's happening in Rugby League, Rugby Union's got the Six Nations. NBA's heating up as well. Just drop a note in those comments. Happy to chat through it. 41-36, Perth lead, 2 minutes 14 on the clock. Great to have you all with us. Watching along this semi-final. I keep getting ahead of myself. Semi-final series in the WNBL. Game 2. Live watch along here on the Chris McPherson Show. If you haven't already, love it if you could hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel to keep up to date with plenty of basketball, cricket, football, tennis, plenty of sports content in general. You can also check out our social media channels at The Chris Mack Show. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X. We've got all those. Different levels of activeness, different levels of content, different types of content across all of them. And of course, if you want to stay up to date with every time we drop a video, hit that bell icon down below. And that'll do the job. It'll drop you those notifications when you need them. Zoo's back out there now. 2:03 on the clock. Wilson reversing in to the lane. Swings around, goes over the top. Big don't argue from Griffin. Maley throws herself on the ball. Swung away there. Ball free from Booth. I think the foul's going to be called on Maley on the ground. That was just a good, honest hustle for the ball. Griffin just big don't argue block, and Maley came sliding in at the legs. That won't stand. So that'll be a foul. 1:52 on the clock. 41-36. Griffin sending hand signals to the coach on the bench. I think she's not sure if she's coming off. She is. There we go. No, she's coming to take the inbound ball. That's what it was. Maybe Weerung was there. $1:52 on the clock. 41-36. Heading towards halftime. It's getting very lonely in here, guys. Get involved in those comments. Just drop me a mention. Drop me a note. Anything you want to talk about. Nothing's off limits. Very easy going conversations here to be had. Will it be Perth versus Townsville in the grand final series? That's going to be some serious travel if it is. Lays goes to work here, dribbles into the lane. Zoo over the top, just puts a hand on the ball from behind. She just towers over them. Pollard, little fake for the three-point shot. Little Kareem Abdul-Jabbar skyhook. And then it's deflected by Maley as it goes over the line. They get another one back. Bendigo, quick points for them. 41-38, 120 on the clock. This is 2 plays 3. So if it is Townsville, as Perth get another bucket, this time through Chibatoni. It is Townsville that win their series. They will have hosting rights. Ball swung around. Ball is reversing away. 54 seconds on the clock. They've got 10 on the shot clock. She comes to Pollard. Gives it around. Weerung is there. Gives it back to Pollard. Drives into the lane. Gives it back to Weerung. 3-point shot. Finds the front of the rim. Doesn't go. But the rebound. That'll be jump ball. That's exactly what referee Becker says. Lots of hustle there. We're going to have another timeout here. We will. Semi-final series in the 2025-26 WNBL. So will it be Townsville to play in the final series? Well, could it be Bendigo coming back and playing back-to-back final series against Townsville? They knocked out the Flames 2-0 last year. Townsville beat the Perth Lynx in the semi-finals. The 3 of the same 4 teams in the semi-finals, and Bendigo won at 2-0 in that final series. It was the first time Bendigo had been in the finals for 9 seasons. For Perth, this is their 5th consecutive season in the finals. the fourth consecutive season for Townsville. And Southside return after missing the finals last year, finishing 8th. There's only 2 wins between Sydney and Southside, 4th and 8th. It was tight coming into the back end of the season last year. Borlay's now running the point. 3-point shot from Griffin, doesn't go. Perth will have plenty of time here. 3.5 second differential shot clock to game clock. Season it was much more clear cut. It was only Canberra late in the season that were any chance of running down Southside. The top 3 sides ran away with it. As Zoo goes for a bucket here. 8 seconds on the clock. Bendigo on the quick break. Griffin gives it off. Borlase is going to carve. Deep 3. Hits some rim. Doesn't go though. Zoo wanted to get a shot away but couldn't. So from a 1-point deficit at quarter time, Perth have a 5-point advantage at the main break. And that's how it will stand as we take our look at the numbers from the first half. And let's start with the Perth Lynx. Leading scorer is Annalie Maley. She's rocketed up to 15 points in that quarter. 15 points, 8 rebounds, no assists. That's some big numbers though in the first half. 23 PRA, 12 points for Zoo. She has 5 rebounds, no assists. So plenty of rebounding between those two. We then go back to Amy Atwell with 7 points. 1 rebound, 2 assists. Leading the way in assists, Tegan Graham with 3. And Ali Wilson with 4. In terms of the Bendigo Spirit, leading the way, Kelsey Griffin, 12 points. She's also got 7 rebounds. You can see the players who are dominating the scorecards and the effort here. We then have a look at Izzy Borlase, 6 points. 5 rebounds, 6 assists. So again, 17 PRA there. We then go back to Abby Weirung and Kelsey Reeves with 5 points each. McConnell's got 4 rebounds. Reeves with 2 rebounds. Pollard with 2 rebounds and 2 assists. And Megan McConnell also 2 assists. So plenty of numbers going up there. But at halftime, it is 43-38. Perth leading the way. Great to have you tuning in. If you haven't already, get involved in those comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Chuck a like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel. And of course, we'll be taking a short break. We'll join you in about 10 minutes or so with the second half here from Bendigo. It is the Bendigo Spirit taking on the Perth Lynx in the second game of the semi-final series. A win here for Perth will book them through the championship series. A win for Bendigo will keep them alive and take us to game 3 on the weekend back in Perth. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with you in about 8 to 10 minutes. Thanks for tuning in to the Chris McPherson Show for another live watch along. Hello, hello. We are back for the third quarter, and it is just about underway. It is tipped off as I speak. We've cut it fine, but we've come back just in time. 43-38, and it is game on for this third quarter, all on the line. Fix that, make that third, not second. There we go. Hey, Two-Tone, good to have you with us. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you jumping on. 43-38, 15 seconds gone in this third quarter. Perth in possession. Little fadeaway jumper there doesn't go for Perth. That was Chebatoni. Before Borlase just throws herself into the action at the other end to cut the deficit back to 3 points. She was off her feet, she was up and hooking the ball across her face. 43-40, 40 seconds gone. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel too, as Anna Lee Maley hits one straight back for Perth. Takes herself to 17 points. She's 60% shooting on the night. 8 rebounds as well. She's absolutely lighting it up. Megan McConnell goes to work at the point, gives it off to the shooting guard in Borlase. She drives in one-on-one into the lane, spins away, hits the front of the rim, can't go, but it's going to be a foul. Borlase will go to the line to add to her already 8 points. Already 2 in this quarter. So it would mean a lot to us if you can hit like, hit subscribe. It helps us to continue growing our channel. The more subscribers we get, eventually the more content we can get out there as well, more coverages as well, more live watch-alongs and much, much more. Oh, that got away from us. Let's try that again. 2 from 2 for Borlase, back to a 3-point game. They're not going away just yet, the Spirit. They know their season is on the line here. Atwell, bounce pass inside Zoo's going to work. Her height and reach make her so hard to defend. I was about to say she's an accurate shooter, but she misses that one from mid-range. Griffin gets the rebound and goes away to Borlase again. All roads lead to Izzy Borlase. She just steps inside a defender and adds another 2. 45-44, 1-point game, and Borlase is up to 12 points all of a sudden. She's got 6 this quarter already in a minute and a half of play. She's turning it on the MVP. Wilson going in, batted back by Zoo. Wilson tries to dive on it. Gets a hand on her arm. She gets up erupting at the referee, but the foul's already been called. Plenty of aggression, plenty of attitude from Ali Wilson, that is for sure. And it will be Borlase called for the foul. Just a hand in her side. I won't repeat what she said based on the lip reading, but 45-44, she'll go to the line. 8:18 on the clock. Don't be shy, get involved in those comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Wilson gets the first of her free throws. She's 3 from 3 at the free throw line. As soon as I say that and give her a wrap, she misses the next one, and Borlase comes away with the rebound. McConnell drives down court on the left-hand edge. Sweeps back around. Almost back to half court. Trickles away forward to the top of the three-point line. In now to the free throw line, looking for a pass. She finds one there for Griffin, who returns it to her. She cuts back into lane again. Griffin back to Reese. Reese over the top. Little jumper. Doesn't get it. Doesn't get it the second time, even though she rebounded her own ball. And eventually it comes away with Wilson, who gives it to Anna Lee Maley. Cuts to the top of the lane. On the left-hand edge of the lane. Nice little jumper. Doesn't go, though. Reese with the rebound. Returns the favour. 7:40 on the clock. Make sure to hit like, make sure to hit subscribe, get involved in those comments. Love to see a few more active in the comments tonight, guys. Very quiet in there. You're not usually this shy. Borlase for 3, drains it, banks it in off the back of the rim. And all of a sudden, Bendigo back in the lead. Izzy Borlase, 15 points, 9 of them in this quarter. She is red hot at the moment, the hot hand. Atwell almost does her own ankle there. Clean up on the screen. Zoo on the move. Foul against Zuhan, and that'll be her 3rd personal foul, which means that they'll be looking at what the considerations are early in this third quarter. The last thing they want is her out of action late in this game. She's such a key cog for them, 12 points already. It'll be a real question for Ryan Petrick. As Borlase drives down the right, does it all herself, just rolls the fingers, rolls the wrist, up and under, another 2 points. She is running hot now, 17 points, 11 this quarter already in just over 3 minutes of play. It is game on. Bendigo are coming here to bring the heat. 3-point shot now from Atwell, the captain. That's gone out of bounds off Reese. So it'll be Perth ball. Inbound at the offensive baseline. Be Atwell to inbound it. 10 on the shot clock. Maley underhand passes it back to Atwell, who drives in against Reese, shoots from the outside of the lane, banks it in off the glass. Back to a 1-point game, 49-48, 6:30 on the clock in the third quarter. Borlase working around the outside, trying to find an avenue. Cuts it back to Reese, who underhand passes it there to Warung. Warung gives it now McConnell. McConnell driving into the lane, just jumps up, pops it over the top, rebounds it herself, even though she's the smallest player on the court. Reese gets a shot away, rebounds it herself, doesn't get the next one to go. And Zoo is there, takes it away. Maley flies down court, gives it off to Atwell. Two-handed, almost a rugby pass, and then Atwell leaves it behind. Still 10 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Maley thinks about taking the three. Wilson takes the three, it doesn't go, but we've got just going to see what's going on here. Foot on the line, apparently, for Wilson as she shot that three. So 5:48 on the clock. McConnell brings it down court on the right edge, right down that right sideline. Now she drives into the paint, looks for the bounce pass, and that's a lovely pass for Booth. It's coming around, sweeping underneath, and pops it in. Banked off the glass, 51-48. Again, good to have you all tuning in. Make sure to hit like, make sure to hit subscribe. Zoo, it spun around the world twice before it dropped, but another 2 points for her. She's up to 14. Borlase and Maley lead all comers with 17. McConnell does well, broke free of an attempted defensive manoeuvre, then wasted the open bucket. Maley on the fast break, gets into the lane, fires it back out. Wilson for three, deep three, and drains it. So that takes Perth to 53. They lead by 2 here. 4:50 on the clock. Big lofted pass looking for McConnell, and racing through, batting it down was Chibatoni. Perth so far have used 9 players, as have the Spirit on their home court here in the game 2 of the semi-final series. Spirit ball coming back in. McConnell. We're working around. Drives in under the hoop. Goes all the way past. Now they come back again. It's given to Reese, a little fumble over the top of Morris. She draws the foul and she'll go to the line. Well, Kelsey Reese with a chance to level us up at 53s. 4:37 remaining in the third quarter. It's tight. No quarter given by these two teams. Solid game so far. Reese drains the first. 1-point ball game. I mean, Perth got out to a 10-point lead at one point there in the second quarter. Reese hits the second too. Beautiful shot. All tied up at 53s. 4:37 on the clock here in the third quarter. Is this one going to come down to the wire? Reese takes a break. It's Pollard's back out there. Atwell back over the top for Wilson. Maley out wide on the left. Spins in around the edge of the lane. Wilson for three from out wide on the left. Can't get it to go. Borlase takes a rebound. Pretty soft at contest from Morris, and Borlase was easy to take it. Now another 3-point shot from Samuels. Can't get it to go. Wilson brings it down to court level, and it swings back to the Bendigo Spirit. Another 3-point shot. This time was Pollard. Now Warung's got it. 5 on the shot clock. Samuels on the 45. Drains the three. Nothing but net over the top of Morris. 56-53. 3:45 on the clock. And Morris comes down and just charges with the forearm into Samuels. I think Samuels might have given her some smack talk after the three. And Morris has fallen into the oldest trap in the book. She hasn't had a good last minute or so. Just saw her come down and just dropped the shoulder straight into Casey Samuels, who was just standing there. I think Samuels added some mayo to it, but nonetheless, it's a foul. Now, Borlase. 3:35 on the clock. Borlase drives into the edge of the lane, the right-hand edge. Thought she had a foul, but it just comes away. Maley with the ball. That is a quality contest. Top two players in the league. Maley. She gets a soft foul back herself. I thought she maybe, again, added some sauce to that. (56-53). Maley will go to the line. 3:25 on the clock. Let's just have a look at this on the replay. I'm going to be honest. They need the coach's challenge here. They need the coach's challenge. That was, yeah, very generous a call. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Maley hits a free throw to make it a 2-point ball game. Takes herself to 18 points. Leading scorer on the match so far. And gets another 1-point ball game. 19 points for her so far on the evening. 3:20 on the clock. Borlase controlling the tempo. Brings it down. She's on the 45, outside the three-point arc on the right. She brings it to the top, gives it to Samuel. Pollard goes up. Under pressure from two defenders, gets the bucket. That is good clinical basketball. Down to 3 minutes on the clock now. They're moving it around. Atwell finds an open avenue, just rolls the finger roll, takes the 2 points off the back of the glass. 58-57. 2:50 on the clock. Borlase just looking for a teammate. The zone defense from the Lynx. Samuel drives in, draws the foul, a soft one, but they go one way, they go both. 58-57, 2:36 on the clock. And I think Samuel will now go to the line. They're in the bonus, the Spirit. She's shown a hustle when she comes on. I tell you what, that was the right call in the end. She just pushed out of the lane by Tegan Graham. Doesn't get the first free throw, though, so it stays a 1-point ball game. Chance to make it 2. .236 on the clock. To make it a 2-point ball game. Doesn't get either of them. That's disappointing. Free throw shooting has not been the forte. 7 from 13. Just over 50%. That is far from ideal. As Zoo gets the ball in close. Misses one, misses two. Third time's the charm and gives Perth back the lead there. She's just so hard to out-rebound when she's right under the post. 58-59. Perth lead this one. Identify what's happened here. The 2 points hasn't been credited. Now it has. Now a 3-point shot from Wirrung doesn't go. Wilson with the rebound. 1:52 on the clock. They fire it out. 3-point shot from Atwell, and she hits it from the 45 on the right to give them a 4-point lead again. When it comes time for clutch, it comes time for Perth and their 3-point shooting. 1:35 on the clock. Borlase carving a way through against Atwell. Wilson, bounce pass in underneath. Foul called on, I'm not quite sure which Perth Lynx player it was, just fouling Booth. She wanted to hit the bucket and get the N1, but couldn't get it to drop. So now Booth will go to the line. Georgia Booth at the line. 2 free throws to get it back to a 2-point margin. There's one. Booth takes herself up to 7 points. .132 on the clock in his third quarter. And hits the second as well. 62-60. Lob pass over the top. The go-to is Zhu. Zuhan again over the top. This one doesn't go. Flicked around, fumbled. Turns out okay. Griffin lob pass for Borlase. She goes into the lane, gets up and around, and it drops. Makes it easy, does it all herself. They're tied up at 62 apiece. It is game on here with 1:02 remaining in the third quarter. 62-62. Possessions are going to count here. The Spirit hustling. Zoo going to work. Griffin helping out with a double team. Drops this time for Zoo. She gives them the lead, 64-62. 44 seconds on the clock. Zoo up to 18 points. Only one behind her teammate in Maley. Borlais is being pressured. 34 on the game clock. Shot clock tips down to 10. Contest for the ball. Out of bounds off Bendigo. It'll be Perth ball. 29 seconds on the clock. Are we going to have a foul here on Borlais? We certainly are. That's her third. Borlais, Booth and Zoo all with 3 fouls. Two of the key cogs in this matchup. Borlais and Zoo. Zuhan doing so well, the Chinese star. Perth managing the clock here. Only a 4-second differential shot clock to game clock. Travel called against Chiabatoni. 8.6 on the clock. She feels a little bit hard done by. She got the foul call from the other referee. But the travel was called first, and yet that's fair enough. Referee absolutely nailed that one. Borlais cutting away. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Gives it away. Griffin from downtown. Goes over the back of the backboard and doesn't drop. So it'll be a 2-point ball game at the third break. They led by 5 at half time. They lead by 2 now. They trail by 1 at a quarter time. It is game on here. The Bendigo fans are on the edges of their seats. And hearts are worn on sleeves here. It is game on for these two sides. Coming into this final quarter, this game is in the balance. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure to get involved in those comments. Don't be shy, guys. Give the video a like. I'd love it if you gave the channel a subscribe too. It allows us to continue to grow our platform, and the more we can grow our platform, the more coverage we're going to be able to do, the more watch-alongs, the more games we'll be able to keep you up to date with. Speaking of games we can keep you up to date with, we will be doing a watch-along tomorrow night for the NBL, the last round of the season in the basketball. So we're really looking forward to some Thursday night hoops. Wednesday night hoops. I'm getting ahead of myself. Wednesday night hoops, which will be Tasmania versus Illawarra. Yeah, 47th live watch-along. We're creeping up towards that magical 50, which we're looking forward to bringing up later this month. We're going to have some basketball watch-alongs for the international FIBA break as well. We might try and get some more of the semi-finals in for finals for the WNBL and NBL as they come up as well. Really looking forward to that. But this one is absolutely on the line. It's in the balance. And Perth has the slight upper hand at the break. And remembering a win for Perth, we'll see them head through to the Championship Series, where they'll play the winner of Townsville and Southside. Townsville leading that 1-0 at the moment, best of 3 series. So let's have a quick run through the numbers again, starting with the Perth Lynx. Leading the way, Annalee Maley, 19 points. Absolutely tearing it up for her side at the moment. 19 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double already, 3 assists as well. Then got Zuhan with 18 points. And 10 rebounds as well. So double-double for her and 1 assist. And then we cut back to Amy Atwell, 14 points. So 3 players in double digits, 2 assists, 1 rebound. And Ali Wilson, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, doing quite well. On the other side for Bendigo, we've got Izzy Borlais, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Kelsey Griffin's got a double-double as well, 12 points, 10 rebounds, no assists as of yet. She's got 3 blocks though. And then we're back to Georgia Booth with 8 points, 3 rebounds and an assist. They lead the way. And we're talking about it. Rebounds, 5 rebounds as well for Megan McConnell and 3 assists. So it is absolutely game on here. 64-62. Fourth quarter getting underway right now. Bendigo in possession. They take the three-point shot through Griffin early. No good, though. We've been a real punch to start it. Maley comes down the other end looking for the punch the other way. Popping it over the top. Hand it off for Zoo. She's got the three-point shot. Gets the feet set and drains it. Her second three-point attempt of the game and her first three-point success, giving Perth a 5-point lead. That is as much as Bendigo have led by in this game. Not that it's going to matter. You only need to win by one. There's no for and against when it comes to championship series or semi-final series. Playoffs. Now Griffin gives it off ball. Lays out wide on the left. Steps back. Thinks about the three. Has a shot. Gets a feet set. Spirals back out. Perth get the stop. Wilson with the ball. A minute gone. As the time ticks, the pressure applies to Bendigo on their home court here at Red Energy Arena in Bendigo. Flung out Maley. Open three. Can't hit it. Griffin rebound. Ball lays the decoy. Werung is there. Bounce pass in now to Borlays. Borlays just bumping and driving her way into the paint. It's the spin move. Draws the foul. She'll go to the line for two. Borlays just asking a question of the referee as to the push out afterwards. I think she's absolutely nailed that call. The foul called on Tegan Graham. Borlays will go to the line. 8:31 on the clock. 5-point deficit at the moment. Borlays tick to 20 if she can hit this first free throw. And she does. That's 20 points. Second player in the game to get there. Zoo already at 21. Two from two. Back to a 3-point game. Wilson takes it down court. She goes to the right edge. Zoo sets the screen. Now she cuts into the lane. Little one-step jumper. Borlays takes the rebound after it misses. Just alert to the pocket trying to be picked there. Borlays will cut to the outside. One-on-one with Maley. Decides better of that. Griffin step back for three. Misses everything. Zoo takes the rebound unsurprisingly. Maley on the fast break back the other way. Carves across the top of the three-point line. Gives it to Wilson, who gives it to Zoo. Maley looks for the handoff. Little fumble from Zoo. McConnell trying to take it off. As Zoo just takes the shot on. Just short of the free throw line. And spirals back out after finding the back of the rim. Werung drives it in. Borlays now out to Rees. Back to Borlays. Takes a shot from just beyond the free throw arc. Gets two. The free throw line, I should say, not the free throw arc. 67-66. 1-point game. 2.5 minutes gone in this final quarter. It's going to come down to the wire. Borlays reaches in, bats the ball out of play. Perth will get it again. 14 on the shot clock. Make sure to get involved in those comments, guys. Hit like on the video, and we'd love it if you hit subscribe. The more subscribers, the merrier, as we continue to try and grow this channel. Another 30 subs or so to try and hit 750 by the end of the NBL season. As the ball goes out of bounds there. I think it's going to say it's come off Kelsey Griffin. So it will be Perth ball with 9 seconds on the shot clock here. 7:18 on the game clock. Let us know where you're tuning in from, guys. I'll keep you up to date across these final 7 minutes and 18 seconds. Zoo with the bucket. Banks it in off the rim, then the glass. They lead by 3 again, Perth. 69-66, 7:10 on the clock. Ball lays around the outside of Griffin with the screen. Fires it to McConnell. She thought about the three, but she was a bit deep for her own liking. Now up against Wilson. Looks like a pile up. Ball lays for three. Finds the edge of the rim. Zoo with another rebound. She is piling up the stats. Quick break here. They swing it back. Maley drives into the lane. We're going to be calling an offensive foul on Maley. I think it's Borlays that's done well here to get set. I think she might have sold the decoy there. Don't know if she was actually set. She was fading back, though, which would have helped her cause. 6:47 on the clock. 69-66. All sorts of trouble with the scoreboard and the clock in this game for the Fox KO live stream here in Australia. Ball lays calves up the middle of the lane, fires it out wide. Griffin for 3 from the right edge, can't get there. Maley takes the rebound. Pollard was closing quick. On-point game, 6:23 on the clock. Maley for 3 from the right edge. Hits the outside of the rim, hits everything else, hits the backboard and drops down to Griffin. She gives it off to Warung. Warung coming down the court against Maley. Little spin bounce pass around the outside for Pollard, who gets in under the post, tries to get it up, but Zoo's there to take the rebound. Double team works. Maley again there. Maley lobs it over for Zoo, trying to extend their lead. Lead by 3. 5:52 on the clock. Doesn't get that one, Zoo. Just looking at the numbers, Zoo and Maley both up to 12 rebounds. A little bit of confusion here. This is high tension basketball. It's a 3-point ball game at the moment. For some reason, the match scoreboard here for the stream is showing a 1-point ball game. Great to have you all tuning in. Bendigo ball. They pop it in now. Griffin cuts into the lane, fires it out. Pollard for 3 and hits it. Nothing but net. We're tied up at 69 apiece. 5:32 on the clock. This is going down to the wire. Now Perth working it in through Chibatoni. Runs around everyone and goes up, banks it in off the glass and the rim and takes the lead back for the Lynx. 71-69. Little fumble there from Borlase. Turned out a friendly bounce. Throws it into the leg of the Lynx defender in Maley and will get the ball back in bounds here. They trail by 2. We're going to have a timeout by look of it. No, we're just going to have a change. No, it will be a timeout. Spirit call the timeout. They got 12 seconds on the shot clock. 5:05 remaining. It is game on here. As we get down to the final 5 minutes of this game, a 2-point ball game. Of course, we are in the finals period of the WNBL for the NBL, the men's basketball here in Australia. We head into the final round tomorrow night. We'll have the live watch-along. So if you enjoy your live basketball, the Tasmania Illawarra will be streaming tomorrow night. Then a double header on Thursday night. Unfortunately, won't be able to pick that one up. I have some football, soccer commentary to do locally here in Australia. Thursday night double header, New Zealand, Cairns, Melbourne, Southeast Melbourne. Throwdown to finish the season. That's juicy. Friday night, we've got Brisbane and Sydney and Perth and Adelaide going head-to-head. And then Saturday to close out the season. Sunday to close out the season. It is Adelaide and New Zealand. That will not be part of the regular season, though. That is our Ignite Cup in-season cup decider. So we'll know at the close of Friday night exactly what the finals makeup is. So we're back out here and an offensive foul called as soon as Bendigo got back out there, which was disappointing for them. Yeah, we will know Friday night. What we do know at the moment is that Sydney are guaranteed a top 2 finish. Southeast Melbourne and Adelaide are guaranteed a top 3 finish. And Perth and Melbourne are fighting for 4th. Depending on their results, as the ball's lobbed over here. Morris is out there. She gets up and around and gets the turn and gets another bucket. So Perth now leads 73-69, 4:43 on the clock. And Tasmania are locked into 6. So we know the makeup of the 6. We just don't know the order they finish in. 3-point shot from Griffin. And she drains it. Back to a 1-point ball game. 73-72, 4:24 on the clock. Bendigo are not going to die wondering here. They're going absolutely helter-skelter. It's Chibatoni with a little fumble. Gets it back. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Maley gives it off. Atwell working. Deep 3. Doesn't find any rim. Griffin gets the rebound. 4 minutes to go here. We have been set for a grandstand finish. McConnell cuts in. Plenty of numbers in the key for Perth. They're loading up, setting that zone defense. Wirang gives it in. Pollard over the top. That's a poor shot selection at this point of the game. 3:40 on the clock. Hey, Savu. Either side could win, my friend. It's so tight at this point. It's just about who can get a couple of buckets back to back, maybe get a stop. There's one for Perth. They go to a 3-point lead. I'd love to see Bendigo get it done from here, mate. Take it to a third game because it is tight. Little hand in there. Wilson making Bolay's work for it. McConnell. But at the moment, I'm leaning towards Perth with that 3-point margin. McConnell pops it over the top. Pollard. 4 on the shot clock. McConnell goes in. Overcooks it. Perth get the stop. If they can get a bucket here, it's going to go a long way to locking it down. 3 minutes on the clock, guys. Ticking away here. Make sure to hit subscribe. Make sure to hit like. Get involved in those comments, exactly like Savu's done. Let us know what you're thinking. Wilson for 3. Doesn't go. Morris with the slap on Griffin. Lucky not to give away a foul on the rebound attempt. Lays comes away with it. 2:42 on the clock. If they can get a bucket here, Bendigo, they're right back in the arm wrestle. So it's back-to-back buckets. It can be momentum swings and shifts here. Griffin goes up against Morris. It's the mismatch for mine. Can't get it to go, but she does draw the foul, and she'll go to the line for 2 to try and cut the deficit to 1. Griffin has been good tonight. 3 from 8 from 3-point range. Zulreek, I'm watching on KO Sports, which is a streaming service here in Australia. Depends where you're based. I think some betting agencies will show it in other countries. Griffin hits another one there. 75-73. Gets the first from the free throw line. 2 minutes 30 on the clock. I'm guessing you're watching, or where are you watching from, Zulreek? Let us know. Doesn't get the second, though. You're in Australia too? Yeah, I think KO, you might be able to watch some of these games on free to air on maybe like 9 Go or one of those. Oh, you're in Chicago. Very nice, mate. Josh Giddey territory. Maley for 3. That is a big blow. 78-73. Annalee Maley absolutely smokes that one. Takes herself to 22 points. You have to think Bendigo. Are they calling a timeout here? She just split wide. She was open. She had time. Set on the 45 degrees on the right wing. And absolutely hammered it. You can see the excitement. The body language shows. She knows she's just put her team 1 foot into the championship series. It's great to have you with us, Zulreek. Yeah, that's the case for a lot of people tuning in, I think, mate. But that's why we cover these, because we know it's hard to watch them in the US. Same with the men's NBL. We'll be on tomorrow night, similar sort of time. 78-73, Perth leading. Great to have you all tuning in. Love it if you hit like on the video. If you're enjoying the content, you want to see some more, make sure to hit subscribe so you can keep coming back when we're doing our live watch-alongs. As I said, we'll be back with the men's NBL tomorrow night. Boulays with a shocker of a shot there. Pressure getting to Bendigo. Their season's on the line, and they are crumbling like a cheap cracker. As in the biscuit, just to be clear. 78-73. We've got a foul called here. Fouls to give for Bendigo. 1:47 on the clock. They're going to need a couple of stops here. Ball comes into Zhu. Zhu Han, the Chinese superstar, and she has been a superstar tonight. Another foul given. This time on Griffin. Zhu with 23 points. Maley with 22, leading the way for Perth. They're responsible for more than half of their output. Perth ball inbound. Not a lot, Zulreek. Not a lot at this stage. Might be something we look into next. I've just got to work out the streaming parameters here in Oz. Wilson gives it off. Maley goes up, can't get it down. Griffin gets the rebound. That's a start for Bendigo. Boulays is turning Chiabatoni inside out. Boulays for Bendigo. That looked a foul. She thought so too, but they come away with it. 1:20 on the clock. Chiabatoni wants to slow things down and manage the clock for Perth. They lead by 5. Boulays Working hard to defend. Maley had half a step. They pop it over the top for Zoo. Griffin pushes in there. I think they're going to say offensive foul here, actually. And Bendigo are going to take another timeout. They trail by 5. 1:07 on the clock. It will be Bendigo ball, though. That is the key piece. I'd have to look a bit more into the KBL and the CBA and a bit of that, I might think, Zurich. Just depends on game times and things. Looks like their season runs well into sort of March and April, so it might work well. Some of the games, just depending on tip-off times and days and things. But, yeah, that might be a really good shout, my friend. I'll have a look into that. The men's and women's KBL. I think we want to do is work on getting a Discord or a community for basketball chats as well. So that's something you'd be interested in, guys. Let us know in the comments as well. We've had a few people express some interest already as we continue to grow the channel. Once we get past sort of that 1,000, then we'll certainly start to drive some more of those sorts of pieces as well to make it better for everyone to engage in all of their sport, but basketball more notably at the moment. 1:07 on the clock, 5-point deficit here. Great to have you all tuning in. Hitting some peak numbers here as this one comes down to the wire. So make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe and get involved in the comments as well as Zurich is doing with absolute aplomb. Good to have you there, mate. As Bendigo inbound here in the offensive half, gives it on to Wirrung. Wirrung from Borlays, back to Borlays, sweeping around to the right. Step back for 3, doesn't go. You feel that might be a little too far now. Inside a minute, 5-point deficit. They've got fouls to give, and Borlays does give it. That'll be her 4th, I think. It will be her 4th foul, so she's only got one up her sleeve. 50 seconds on the clock. Perth will inbound this with 16 seconds on the shot clock. They're just going to try and manage this clock from here, Perth. It'll be Chibatoni to inbound. Wilson up against McConnell. Screen set. Zoo gets the ball back. They pop it into her again. Zoo in the paint. Gets it done. 7-point ball game, and surely that's all she wrote with 41 seconds on the clock. Have Bendigo called their final timeout? Have they? They have. That'll be the final timeout. No, it won't be the final timeout for the Spirit. I thought they'd already called 3. It says they've only called 1. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, 41.1 seconds on the clock. Perth, they trailed in the first quarter. They got hold of it in the second quarter, and from there have held the upper hand for the majority of the game. They've led for 23.5 minutes of this match so far. 2 of the 3 top scorers, Zoo and Maley, with 47 between them. Already responsible for nearly 60% of their points. They've also got 27 rebounds between them as well. So a big night. Some big numbers for both of them. 27 out of 48 rebounds. They're responsible for similarly over half of those. And with 41.1 seconds on the clock, Perth very much in control of their destiny. If you haven't already, hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, and get involved in those comments. We'll recap all the key player stats at the end of this. As it stands at the moment, it looks like Perth will head into the WNBL Championship Series, where they will await the winner of Southside and Townsville Series. Townsville leading 1-0 so far. They clash tomorrow night, those sides. We'll keep you up to date with that one during the NBL live stream. As Izzy Borlays, ball in for Griffin. 30 seconds on the clock, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Griffin's got to get a shot away. Somehow almost trips over Wilson's foot and is given a foul there. That'll be a 5th foul, I believe, so she should go to the line. Maybe it's just a 4th foul. It's hard to know. These graphics are a little bit delayed and outdated. Yeah, she was bringing that right foot down, and Griffin just turned through the attempted block. Griffin hits the first. 6-point ball game. There's going to be a 4.7-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. 80-74. Griffin gets a second. 80-75. 5-point game, but Bendigo, they're on their feet. Going to have another timeout here. Yeah, definitely not believing the graphic now. They're still saying the same amount of timeouts for both teams they had last time out. But Perth have just taken one, so 28.7 seconds on the clock. It's going to take a miracle here from Bendigo. Kennedy Kiriyama having the chat now. Ryan Patrick drawing up a play as well, trying to work out how they can maximise their usage of time here. Essentially, Bendigo need a stop, a score, a stop, a score, which is going to be hard to do. There we go. Timeouts remaining have been updated. Bendigo have 1. Perth have 2. Well, -5.5 cover. It's a big question. I think Perth are just going to try and manage the clock here, to be honest. So I think you're going to be a very nervy finish, Sean. And as it looks at the moment, outside of them maybe getting a late bucket after managing down 20 seconds, then Bendigo rushing it. That's your best bet, I think, at the moment, because it's Perth ball. 28.7 seconds on the clock. Oi, 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 Sean. Exactly right. Perth have got 1 foot in the championship series. What can they do here? They have advanced the ball, interestingly enough, so maybe they're not done with scoring. Maybe they want to cover that line, Sean. Chiabatoni with the inbound. Only just got away with that with about a second to spare. Atwell working around. Chiabatoni. Bolays cleans her up. That'll be a 5th foul for Bolays, and that'll be her done for the game. She shot up at a rate of knots. I don't think there was any malice in it. She just came flying through. But as I said, I think that's Bolays' 5th foul. So what chances they did have. Chiabatoni just absolutely cleaned up. Bolays just trying to put the pressure on her to make sure that that was the case, that trying to push it back across back court. Just went a little too hard at it, but she left nothing out there, so she goes to the line. Sean, she didn't get the first one. You need this second one. 22.1 seconds on the clock. Bendigo without the MVP now to finish this off, and that will be all she wrote for the season, I'd have to think. She gets the second one, Sean. 6-point ball game. You want to stop here. Weerung gets in, under, doesn't go. Zoo gets the ball. I'll try and foul Maley here. She fires it down. And that will be all she wrote, Sean, by the barest of margins, my friend. You've got home. Absolutely, it salutes both teams, consign themselves to the result. And following on from a 10-point win in the first game of the semi-final series, it is a 6-point win for the Perth Lynx, 81-75. They booked their way through the championship series. They will have a wonderful rest ahead of a championship series that I can't imagine will start any time before about the 24th of February, just depending on whether they want to start on a weekend or not. It may not start until even later than that. But depending on what happens with the other series, which has its next game this tomorrow night, and then may well go to Saturday. We might not be starting until next Friday even, so it might be the 26th or the 27th before they get underway, but we'll wait and see. Let's recap the scorers. Zhu Han led the way, the Chinese superstar, towering overall, 25 points, 14 rebounds and 1 assist. Annalie Maley, 22 points, 14 rebounds and 3 assists. Then we look for other players in double digits. Amy Atwell, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And notable contributors, 9 points for Chiabatoni, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and 6 points for Ali Wilson. 9 rebounds, 6 assists. So big numbers contributing across the board. And for the vanquished Bendigo Spirit, going down 2-0. Izzy Borlase, 23 points, was fouled out late in the game, but all heart, all effort. Also 8 rebounds, 8 assists. That's a good night out, 39 PRA. Kelsey Griffin with 18 points. a solid contributor as well. 15 rebounds, leading all comers, and 1 assist. Georgia Booth, 8 points. Kelsey Reese, 7 points. Casey Samuels, 6 points. Decent rebound numbers as well. Reese with 6 rebounds as well as 2 assists. Megan McConnell, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. And that is about all she wrote. We also saw, 4 blocks chalked up for Kelsey Griffin. So well done to her there. But it is Perth booking their way through to go for the Championship Series. Sean, I can't go past this team with Zoo and Maley. That double punch is going to be so hard even for Townsville to get past. I know Townsville finished top of the league, but that 1-2 punch is just, yeah, as I say, it's a phenomenal combo. And when they're firing as they were tonight, Bendigo were far from poor. It is just, yeah, it's just hard to see past, I think. But again, especially if they have to go to 3, if Southside take them to 3, which Townsville should get it done in 2, that would be a big blow to them because it's really going to reduce their rest, this Townsville side. But again, Townsville, plenty of talent in their side as well. You know, you're having a look at a unit that's got, you know, it's led by players like Alicia Froling, you know, the likes as well of Mila Sowa and Abby Ellis, Alex Fowler. They've got plenty of points in them as well, which is always interesting to watch. So we'll see what Kayla George and Maddie Rocky and co have in store for them at home tomorrow night. But we will, of course, be back tomorrow night with that game. Illawarra and Tasmania coming to you in the WNBL, in the NBL from My State Bank Arena in Tasmania, 7:30 p.m. Australian time. We're looking forward to that. In the meantime, thank you very much for you all for tuning in. Make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, get involved in those comments when you're on here. We look forward to seeing you again next time.